Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Lauren. Happy New Year, and let's do the 24 books that I want to read in 2024. This is some of them. This is not all of them. This is some of them, the ones that I own. So let's get through these. This is gonna be fun. Still in English. This is part of the French Riviera series by Tasha Boyd. I have been very excited to read this. I keep putting it off for whatever friggin' reason, but it's time to read it this year. I'm gonna get it done. All I know is this is like a workplace forced proximity romance. I'm gonna read Divine Rivals next year. I'm gonna do it. I'm very excited. I haven't read fantasy romance in a very long time. This is YA fantasy, but I am determined to read this. I think I may like it. I don't really know what to expect, but everyone loves it, so I think I'm gonna like this one. After I do by Taylor Jenkins Reid, this is about her marriage just sort of like run its course, and they go through an unconventional little plan to sort of revive their marriage. As Gilly getting married next year, I feel like it's maybe time that I read this. Maybe it'll put me off marriage, but who the frick knows? This is on the list. I am very nervous to read this because I think it's gonna make me cry, but it is fine. I'm going to read it. Midnight Kisses by Janine Benedict. This was on my 2023. I didn't read it, so it's moving over to this list. I believe this is like a college NFL romance, friends with benefits, coach's daughter. That's what I believe the tropes are. It sounded fantastic. I just keep putting it off for whatever reason. I am going to read it. In Your Bucking Dreams by Sheridan Ann. I have had this on my TBR for a little while. I bought these signed editions back during Rare. I didn't end up reading them this year, so I'm going to read this. These are college sports romances. I'm very excited. She's an amazing writer. I want to read it. I need to get back into my hockey era. Fair Catch by Candy Steiner. This is on my list last year. Never read it. This is college football romances. I keep putting off college football romances. I'll be really in my small town era, but I'm determined to get back into my sports romance era. But this is a college sports romance. I really know nothing about it, but I'm excited to read it. Another college sports romance, another book I got signed at Babe. This is Iced Out by Veronica Eden. College hockey romance. I don't know anything about it, but I'm gonna read it because beautiful cover. Sounds great, everyone loves it. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Another college hockey romance I haven't read, Offside by Avery Keeland. She just re-released these covers and they are stunning. Everyone loves this. I want to read it. I need to get back into my sports romance era. Blessed by the Maiden by Demi Clarissa. I adore Demi. She's a dear friend of mine. I think she's so sweet. This is a chunky adult romantic book and I'm excited to read it. I really want to know what happens because everyone that I know that has read this loves it. So she's a chunky book, but we are going to get through it. And I haven't read an adult fantasy in a little while, so this is probably the perfect book to read. One of my favorite authors, Sweet Dandelion by Macaulay Smelter. This is a taboo romance. She's a chunky book, most definitely, but it's by Macaulay Smelter. This is a student therapist, like a school guidance counselor romance, I believe. I just want to read it. I don't mind a bit of a taboo romance. So Sicko by Amo Jones. This is an MC stepbrother romance, foster brother romance. I don't know. She's short, she's sweet. Again, I got this signed at Babe and it's in my collection, so I need to read it. Emma Jones is a fantastic author. She is fucking hot too. I can't wait to read this. Everyone says this is great and the spice hits, so keen to get into some Emma Jones. Real Regrets by C.W. Farnsworth. This is part of her billionaire romance series. I read Fake Empire this year, gave it a 5 freaking stars. I had such a good time, so I fully expect to enjoy this and love this. I believe it is Accidental Vegas Marriage, but I could be wrong. Forever After All by Katharina Mora. Again, another one I got signed at Rare and still haven't read. I will be reading this. I don't know anything about this. It's Marriage and Convenience. That's what it says in the blurb. But stunning edition. I'm really enjoying Katharina Mora's writing. I've been reading her towards the second half of the year and I want to read this because this cover is stunning. I love Marriage and Convenience. I'm gonna like this, I just know. Cruel Summer by Morgan Elizabeth. This came out during Australian winter, but I'm gonna read it during Australian summer for sure. I love Morgan Elizabeth's writing. I'm so ready to get back into this world. She is a fantastic writer. She makes really fun, gripping romances. I am going to read this and love it. I believe it's like a revenge plot. I actually don't know what happens. It doesn't matter. It's Morgan Elizabeth. It's going to be good. The Plus One is by Maisie Eddings. This is fake dating, no third act breakup. I can't wait to read this. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, but it sounds like right up my alley, so I'm going to read this and I think I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna read this and devour it. It's nice and short and sweet. This is like easily like a one sitting book for sure. A new to me author this year, Julia Jarrett. I'm going to be reading Rumours and Romance. Don't know what it's about. All I know is that's part of her Dogwood Cove series and I've been loving that series and I've been loving her writing. All her romances are short and sweet, no third act breakups, which I love, no unnecessary miscommunication. So we're gonna read this and love it. I just know. The last book I physically own on this list, And Not So Meet Cute by Megan Quinn. I've been putting this off all year because I have to read it physically. I can't read an ebook because it's not on Kindle Unlimited anymore. This I believe is a fake fiance situation and she's fake pregnant. All I can imagine that this is gonna be fucking hilarious. The rest are all ebooks that I wanna read. Ace My Heart by Layla Pine. She is a author I am connected with and this is a murder mystery tennis romance. I have been putting this off because I've been waiting for tennis season, which is in January. So I'll be reading it in January, obviously. Love Me Today by A.L. Jackson. This is a small town single dad romance, right up my alley. The covers are fucking cute, so I'm gonna read this. Everyone says it's fantastic. I just think that the covers are great. So single dad, small town always hits for me. Babel by R.F. Kuang. Again, I'm determined to get back into my fantasy girl era, so this book is on there. I believe this is like an academia style fantasy, which I enjoy. Don't know much else about it, but that's all I know. So we're going with that. Kingmaker by Kennedy Ryan. Again, I really don't know a lot, but people have compared this to Scandal, which sounds like a show that I would enjoy. And I love Kennedy Ryan's writing, so I just want to read her entire backlist. That's why this is on here. I have no complaints. I have no thoughts. I just want to read it. I want to read Anastasia by Sophie Lark. I love Sophie Lark's writing. I have just been putting this book off. She is chunky. I believe it's sort of like magic elements retelling of Anastasia. It's her only fantasy book. Don't know what to expect, but I love Sophie Lark's writing, so I'm sure I'm gonna love it. The Still King by Devney Perry. I am determined to get through Devney Perry's entire backlist. So this is the next book in the next series that I need to read. So I'll be reading that. I think this is like a motorcycle gang club in a small town. This book was set up at the end of The Outpost. So I just know that this FMC is gonna be a fucking knockout. And the 24th book that I wanna read in 2024 is Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. I read her next series this year and had such a good time with it. This is Accidental Pregnancy, which I don't always love, but everyone says it's like it'll make you love accidental pregnancy. The MMC has an amputated leg and I think the FMC has an underdeveloped head. I think that's how it goes. They meet at a party where they're both dressed as pirates and I assume they have a little sexy time and that's where the pregnancy comes from. So these are the 24 books that I intend on reading in 2024. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed my yearly wrap-up series and my beginning of the year series, but make sure you comment below what some of the books that you are going to be reading this year are, and make sure you like and subscribe to stick around for all the fun stuff that I'll be putting out this year. Bye guys.